Rich People Habits, written and published by Rich Audiobooks. The mathematics of wealth creation is surprisingly simple. When you consistently spend less than you earn, you create a surplus that can be invested and grown. This surplus becomes your financial fortress, protecting you from life's uncertainties and creating opportunities for growth. Yet despite this simple truth, most people struggle to build lasting wealth, not because they lack intelligence or opportunity, but because they haven't developed the specific habits that make wealth creation inevitable. The difference between those who accumulate wealth and those who don't isn't found in their income levels, their education, or their background. It's found in their daily behaviors around money. Rich people have developed a distinct set of habits that automatically guide their financial decisions, creating a systematic approach to building and maintaining wealth. These aren't complex strategies or sophisticated investment schemes. They're practical, actionable habits that anyone can adopt regardless of their current financial situation. What's particularly fascinating about these habits is how they often contradict conventional wisdom or popular financial advice. While others chase the latest investment trends or focus on earning more, wealthy people concentrate on fundamental behaviors that compound over time. They live below their means regardless of income level, invest automatically and consistently, avoid emotional spending, and plan every financial move with intention. These habits become so ingrained that they operate almost unconsciously, creating a wealth-building autopilot that continues working even during challenging times. The wealthy understand that true financial success isn't about hitting the financial lottery or making one brilliant investment. It's about developing the daily disciplines that make wealth accumulation a natural byproduct of how they live. This book reveals the specific habits that separate the financially successful from everyone else, providing a blueprint for transforming your relationship with money through the power of intentional, consistent behavior. Lesson 1. They live below their means, no matter the income. The mathematics of wealth creation is surprisingly simple. When you consistently spend less than you earn, you create a surplus that can be invested and grown. This surplus becomes your financial fortress, protecting you from life's uncertainties and creating opportunities for growth. The wealthy understand this principle so deeply that it becomes an automatic response, regardless of income increases or financial windfall. What's particularly fascinating about this habit is how it manifests in the lives of the genuinely rich. They often drive modest cars, live in reasonable homes, and wear unassuming clothes. They understand that true wealth isn't about displaying status symbols, but about building a strong financial foundation. This isn't about deprivation. It's about making conscious choices that align with long-term financial success rather than short-term social approval. Consider the story of Sarah, a software engineer whose income quadrupled over 5 years. Unlike many of her peers who upgraded to luxury apartments and expensive cars, she maintained her modest lifestyle. She continued to drive her reliable used car and stayed in her comfortable but unremarkable apartment. The result? She accumulated enough capital to invest in rental properties and start her own technology consulting firm, creating additional income streams that far exceeded her original salary. The psychology behind living below your means is as important as the mathematics. It requires developing a healthy relationship with money that isn't based on external validation or temporary pleasure. The wealthy have learned to find satisfaction in watching their net worth grow rather than their closet space expand. They understand that every dollar saved and invested is buying their future freedom rather than momentary gratification. This habit becomes especially powerful when combined with increasing income. While others see a raise as an opportunity to upgrade their lifestyle, the wealthy see it as an opportunity to widen the gap between their income and expenses. This growing gap becomes rocket fuel for wealth creation as more capital becomes available for investment and compound growth. Implementing this habit requires a shift in perspective about what constitutes necessity versus luxury. Start by examining every expense through the lens of value rather than cost. A $5.00 coffee isn't inherently enhances your productivity or well-being. However, spending $500.00 on a designer item merely to impress others might be reconsidered. The wealthy don't avoid spending money. They avoid wasting it on things that don't contribute to their long-term financial health. Creating a substantial gap between income and expenses also provides psychological benefits beyond the financial advantages. It reduces stress, increases security, and provides options in life that aren't available to those living paycheck to paycheck. This financial buffer allows the wealthy to make decisions based on opportunity rather than necessity, creating a positive cycle of wealth creation. The habit of living below your means isn't about penny pinching or extreme frugality. It's about making intentional choices that prioritize financial security and growth over temporary pleasures or social status. When you embrace this mindset, you'll find that true wealth isn't about what you spend, it's about what you keep, invest, and grow over time. This fundamental habit sets the stage for all other wealth-building behaviors and creates the foundation for lasting financial success. Lesson 2. They invest automatically and consistently. The most successful investors understand a fundamental truth: consistency trumps timing. While many people waste endless energy trying to predict market movements or find the perfect moment to invest, the wealthy simply set up automatic investment systems and let time work its magic. This approach leverages one of the most powerful forces in wealth building: the removal of human emotion and decision-making from the equation. When investments happen automatically, you eliminate the risk of talking yourself out of contributing during market downturns or forgetting to invest when life gets busy. The wealthy know that each missed investment opportunity represents lost compound growth potential. Dollar cost averaging, the practice of investing fixed amounts at regular intervals, becomes effortless through automation. This strategy naturally leads to buying more shares when prices are low and fewer when prices are high, creating a balanced approach that historically outperforms attempts at market timing. Whether it's $100, 0 cents, or $10,000, 0 cents per month, the principle remains the same. Consistent, automatic investments build wealth more reliably than sporadic large contributions. The wealthy also understand that automation protects them from their own worst instincts. When markets decline, many investors panic and sell at the worst possible moment. But automated systems continue executing their predetermined strategy, taking advantage of lower prices while others flee. This emotional distance from day-to-day market movements allows for better long-term decision-making and typically results in superior returns. Technology has made automatic investing more accessible than ever. Modern investment platforms offer features like recurring transfers, automatic rebalancing, and dividend reinvestment. The wealthy take full advantage of these tools, setting up systems that require minimal ongoing maintenance while maximizing long-term growth potential. They often automate investments across multiple accounts, retirement accounts, brokerage accounts, and sometimes alternative investments, creating a diversified wealth-building machine that runs with minimal input. The key to successful automatic investing lies in choosing an amount that stretches you slightly but remains sustainable long-term. The wealthy typically start with a percentage of their income rather than a fixed dollar amount, allowing their investments to scale naturally as their earnings increase. This approach ensures that investing remains a priority regardless of income level and helps avoid the temptation to skip contributions when expenses arise. Regular review and adjustment of automatic investment systems ensure they continue serving their purpose effectively. The wealthy typically schedule quarterly or annual reviews to assess whether their automation strategy needs updating based on changing goals, income, or market conditions. However, these reviews focus on system optimization rather than timing decisions. The core automatic investment strategy remains unchanged. Many wealthy people also automate their investment diversification strategy. Rather than trying to pick individual winners, they set up automatic investments into broad market index funds or carefully selected asset allocations. This approach provides exposure to market growth while minimizing the risks associated with individual stock selection or sector concentration. The power of automatic investing compounds over time, not just through market returns, but through the development of strong financial habits. As automatic investments become part of your regular financial flow, the discipline of consistent investing becomes ingrained. This habit often extends to other areas of financial life, creating a comprehensive system for building and maintaining wealth that operates largely on autopilot. Automation doesn't mean setting and forgetting forever. It means creating systems that execute your strategy faithfully while freeing your mental energy for other pursuits. The wealthy use this freed-up bandwidth to focus on income generation, opportunity identification, and strategic financial planning, knowing their core wealth-building engine continues running smoothly in the background. Lesson 3. They avoid emotional spending. Money and emotions are deeply intertwined, Yet wealthy people understand the critical importance of keeping them separate. Emotional spending, the act of buying things to cope with or enhance emotional states, is one of the most significant barriers between people and lasting wealth. Whether it's shopping to lift our spirits after a bad day, buying expensive items to impress others, or making impulse purchases out of boredom, emotional spending can quickly derail even the most carefully crafted financial plans. The psychology behind emotional spending reveals a temporary dopamine hit that masks deeper emotional needs. When we're stressed, anxious, or seeking validation, the quick fix of a purchase provides momentary relief. However, this relief is fleeting, and the financial consequences can be long-lasting. Wealthy people have learned to recognize these emotional triggers and developed alternative coping mechanisms that don't involve their wallet. Understanding your personal spending triggers is crucial for building lasting wealth. Some people shop when they're feeling lonely, others when they're celebrating, and still others when they're trying to keep up with social circles. By maintaining a spending journal for a month, noting not just what you buy but how you feel before and after purchases, patterns begin to emerge. This self-awareness becomes a powerful tool for breaking the emotional spending cycle. Rich people implement what behavioral economists call spending pause protocols, systematic delays between the urge to buy and the actual purchase. A common approach is the 48-hour rule, waiting 2 full days before making any non-essential purchase over a certain amount. This cooling-off period allows the emotional intensity to subside, enabling more rational decision-making. During this time, many desires naturally fade, revealing themselves as temporary impulses rather than genuine needs. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in avoiding emotional spending. Wealthy people practice present-moment awareness when making financial decisions, asking themselves key questions. Am I buying this because I need it or because of how I'm feeling right now? Will this purchase align with my long-term financial goals? Is there a more effective way to address what I'm feeling? This thoughtful approach helps distinguish between authentic needs and emotional wants. The most successful wealth builders have developed alternative methods for managing their emotions. Instead of retail therapy, they might engage in physical exercise, meditation, or meaningful conversations with friends. They understand that most emotional needs can be met through experiences, relationships, and personal growth rather than material purchases. When feeling the urge to spend, they redirect that energy into productive activities that actually enhance their financial position, such as learning about investments or working on a side business. Social pressure often drives emotional spending, particularly in the age of social media, where consumption is constantly on display. Wealthy people maintain strong boundaries around their spending decisions, refusing to let others' choices or opinions influence their financial behavior. They understand that true wealth builds quietly, away from the spotlight of social validation. Creating a structured approach to discretionary spending helps prevent emotional decisions. This might involve setting specific fund money allocations that can be spent without guilt, while keeping the majority of funds protected from emotional impulses. When the designated spending money is gone, it's gone, no exceptions. This framework provides both freedom and control, allowing for enjoyment while maintaining firm boundaries around wealth-building capital. The ability to separate emotions from spending decisions is a skill that develops over time. Like any habit, it requires consistent practice and occasional course correction. Wealthy people don't beat themselves up over occasional slip-ups. Instead, they use these moments as learning opportunities to refine their emotional awareness and strengthen their financial discipline. Through this process, they build not just wealth, but also emotional intelligence around money that serves them throughout their lives. Lesson 4. They plan every financial move. The wealthiest people share a common trait that sets them apart from the average person. They approach their finances with deliberate intention, rather than allowing money to flow wherever circumstances dictate. This intentionality manifests as a carefully constructed plan for every significant financial decision, from routine monthly expenses to major life investments. Think of your financial life as a chess game, where each move influences the next dozen possibilities. Just as a grandmaster plans several moves ahead, wealthy people map out their financial decisions with careful consideration of both immediate impact and long-term consequences. They understand that today's choices create tomorrow's opportunities or limitations. Before making any substantial purchase or investment, they evaluate how it aligns with their overall financial strategy and life goals. Wealthy people develop decision-making frameworks that help them evaluate opportunities objectively. When considering a major purchase, they don't simply ask, "Can I afford this?" Instead, they dig deeper with questions like, "How does this purchase affect my long-term wealth-building goals? What alternative uses exist for this money? And will this asset appreciate or depreciate over time?" This systematic approach prevents impulsive decisions and ensures that each financial move serves a strategic purpose. The concept of opportunity cost plays a central role in their planning process. Rather than viewing money in isolation, they consider what they're giving up by choosing one option over another. A $50,000 0-cents car isn't just a $50,000 0-cents expense. It's $50,000 0-cents that could have been invested and grown to several $100,000 over decades. This perspective helps them make choices that align with their wealth-building objectives rather than temporary desires. Successful planners also prepare for life's predictable transitions and unexpected events. They maintain emergency funds not just for traditional emergencies, but for opportunities that may arise. They anticipate major life changes like career transitions, children's education, or retirement, and begin preparing years in advance. This forward-thinking approach ensures they're never forced into suboptimal financial decisions due to lack of preparation. Documentation plays a crucial role in their planning process. Wealthy people often maintain detailed financial plans that outline their goals, strategies, and progress. These aren't static documents that gather dust, but living roadmaps that evolve with changing circumstances and opportunities. They regularly review and adjust their plans, ensuring their financial decisions remain aligned with their long-term objectives. Rich people also recognize that planning isn't just about numbers, it's about lifestyle design. They consider how their financial decisions will impact their quality of life, relationships, and personal fulfillment. This holistic approach helps them create sustainable wealth-building strategies that enhance rather than detract from their overall life satisfaction. The most successful planners understand that flexibility is as important as structure. While they maintain clear financial plans, they also build in contingencies and remain adaptable to changing circumstances. This balance allows them to stay committed to their long-term objectives while taking advantage of unexpected opportunities or navigating challenges that arise along the way. Perhaps most importantly, wealthy people view financial planning as an ongoing process rather than a one-time event. They regularly reassess their strategies, learn from their experiences, and adjust their approaches based on new information or changing circumstances. This dynamic approach to financial planning ensures their wealth-building strategies remain effective and relevant as markets, technologies, and personal circumstances evolve. Lesson 5. They study money like a skill. The wealthy understand a fundamental truth that eludes many. Financial literacy is not an innate talent, but a learnable skill that requires dedicated practice and continuous development. Just as a musician practices scales or an athlete trains daily, those who build and maintain wealth approach their financial education with disciplined regularity and intentional focus. This mindset shift from viewing money management as a natural gift to treating it as an acquirable skill opens up tremendous possibilities. Wealthy people dedicate time each week to reading financial news, studying market trends, and understanding economic principles. They recognize that the financial world constantly evolves, with new investment vehicles, tax laws, and economic conditions emerging regularly. This commitment to ongoing education helps them adapt their strategies and maintain their wealth through changing times. The wealthy also understand the importance of learning from multiple sources while maintaining a critical eye. They read books by established financial experts, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, and often seek mentorship from those who have achieved the financial outcomes they desire. However, they approach all financial advice with healthy skepticism, understanding that what worked in one era or for one person may not apply universally. They develop the ability to analyze advice within the context of their own financial situation and goals. A crucial aspect of studying money as a skill is the practical application of knowledge. Wealthy people don't just consume information passively, they actively experiment with new strategies in controlled ways. They might start with small investments in new asset classes, test different budgeting methods, or try various passive income strategies. This hands-on approach allows them to build confidence and competence while managing risk. The wealthy also recognize that emotional intelligence around money is as important as technical knowledge. They study their own financial psychology, understanding their triggers for spending, their attitudes toward risk, and their behavioral patterns around money. This self-awareness helps them make more objective decisions and avoid common psychological pitfalls that can derail wealth building. Creating a personal financial curriculum becomes a priority for the wealthy. They identify gaps in their knowledge and systematically work to fill them. This might mean diving deep into real estate investing one quarter, studying tax optimization strategies the next, or learning about international markets. They set specific learning goals and track their progress, treating their financial education as seriously as any professional development. Technology plays a vital role in their learning approach. They leverage financial apps, online courses, and digital tools to enhance their understanding and automate their analysis. However, they never rely solely on technology, understanding that tools are meant to supplement, not replace, sound financial judgment. The wealthy also build networks of financially literate peers who challenge their thinking and share insights. These relationships provide opportunities for discussion, debate, and the exchange of ideas that can't be found in books or courses alone. They participate in investment clubs, attend financial conferences, or join mastermind groups focused on wealth building. Perhaps most importantly, the wealthy maintain humility in their financial education journey. They understand that markets can humble even the most knowledgeable investors, and that there's always more to learn. This humble approach keeps them open to new ideas and helps them avoid the overconfidence that often leads to costly mistakes. By treating money as a skill to be mastered rather than a mystery to be feared or a game of chance, the wealthy create a foundation for sustainable financial success. They invest in their financial education with the same dedication they apply to building their wealth, recognizing that knowledge and understanding are essential tools in the pursuit of lasting prosperity. Lesson 6. They pay themselves first. The concept of paying yourself first is perhaps the most fundamental principle of building lasting wealth, yet it remains one of the most counterintuitive for many people. While most people pay their bills, buy necessities, spend on wants, and then save whatever might be left over, wealthy people reverse this order entirely. They treat their savings as their most important monthly bill and ensure it's paid before any other expenses. This habit transforms saving from an afterthought into a non-negotiable priority. When you pay yourself first, you're making a profound statement about your financial future. You matter most. This isn't selfishness, it's strategic self-care that enables you to better serve others in the long run. By securing your financial oxygen mask first, you ensure you'll never become a burden to others and will have the resources to help those you care about. The mechanics of paying yourself first are straightforward but require unwavering commitment. The moment income hits your account, a predetermined percentage should automatically move to your savings or investment accounts. The standard recommendation is 20%, but wealthy people often save 30%, 40%, or even 50% of their income. They understand that their current lifestyle must be built around their savings goals, not the other way around. This approach fundamentally shifts your relationship with money. Instead of viewing savings as what's left over after spending, you view spending as what's left over after saving. This mental shift creates a powerful framework for financial decisions. When you've already committed to paying yourself first, you're forced to make more conscious choices about the remaining funds, naturally leading to more intentional spending patterns. The psychology behind this habit is fascinating. When money is immediately removed from your available balance, you adapt your lifestyle accordingly. You don't miss what you never see in your checking account. This automatic reduction in available funds creates a natural ceiling for lifestyle inflation and helps maintain financial discipline regardless of income increase. Many people resist this approach, arguing they can't afford to save 20% or more of their income. However, wealthy people understand that you don't wait until you can afford to save. You build your entire financial life around the saving habit first. This might mean living in a smaller home, driving a more modest car, or being more selective with discretionary spending. These aren't sacrifices, they're strategic choices that align with long-term wealth building. Technology has made paying yourself first easier than ever. Most banks and investment platforms offer automated transfer services that can execute your saving strategy without requiring monthly attention. You can set up multiple automatic transfers to different accounts for various goals, retirement, emergency fund, investment accounts, or specific saving targets. This automation removes the emotional component and ensures consistency, even when motivation wanes. The compound effect of paying yourself first extends beyond mere numbers. This habit builds financial confidence and security, reducing stress and enabling better decision-making in all areas of life. When you know you're consistently building wealth, you're less likely to make fear-based financial decisions or feel pressured into opportunities that don't align with your goals. Wealthy people also understand that paying yourself first includes investing in personal growth and skills that can increase earning potential. This might mean setting aside funds for education, training, or business opportunities. They recognize that investing in themselves is just as important as investing in traditional financial vehicles, creating a comprehensive approach to building wealth that encompasses both personal and financial growth. Lesson 7. They track net worth monthly. Lesson 8. Wealthy people understand that income alone doesn't paint a complete picture of financial health. Instead, they focus on tracking their net worth, the true measure of wealth that accounts for everything they own minus everything they owe. This monthly ritual becomes a cornerstone habit that shapes their financial decisions and keeps them aligned with their long-term wealth-building goals. Net worth tracking provides clarity and perspective that a simple bank balance cannot. When you regularly calculate your total assets against your liabilities, patterns emerge that might otherwise go unnoticed. You begin to see how different financial decisions impact your overall wealth position. That vacation home purchase, new car loan, or investment property starts to make more sense when viewed through the lens of net worth impact rather than just monthly payment. The process of tracking net worth doesn't need to be complex. Many wealthy people maintain a simple spreadsheet that lists their assets, including bank accounts, investment portfolios, real estate holdings, and valuable positions, alongside their liabilities such as mortgages, car loans, and credit card debt. The key is consistency in updating these numbers monthly, which creates a powerful feedback loop that influences behavior. This monthly check-in serves as a decision-making filter for financial choices. When you're accustomed to monitoring your net worth, you naturally begin to evaluate purchases and investments based on their potential impact on this crucial number. A luxury purchase that might temporarily feel good but decreases your net worth becomes less appealing. Conversely, investments that might feel uncomfortable in the short term but promise to boost your net worth become more attractive. The psychological benefits of regular net worth tracking extend beyond mere number watching. It creates a sense of ownership and control over your financial destiny. Each monthly review becomes an opportunity to celebrate progress, no matter how small, and to learn from any setbacks. This practice helps develop a growth mindset around money, where temporary decreases in net worth are viewed as learning opportunities rather than failure. Technology has made net worth tracking more accessible than ever. Various apps and online platforms can automatically aggregate financial accounts, update asset values, and calculate liabilities in real time. However, wealthy people often prefer to maintain some manual aspect of the tracking process, as the act of personally reviewing and inputting numbers creates a deeper connection with their financial reality. The true power of monthly net worth tracking lies in its ability to reveal the impact of compound growth over time. While monthly changes might seem insignificant, the annual and multi-year trends become clearly visible through consistent tracking. This long-term perspective helps maintain motivation during market downturns or periods of slower growth, as the historical trend line usually points upward. Rich people also use their net worth tracking to identify areas for optimization. By breaking down net worth into its components, they can spot underperforming assets, excessive liabilities, or opportunities for reallocation. This granular view helps them make strategic decisions about where to focus their wealth-building efforts, whether that's paying down high-interest debt, increasing investment in productive assets, or diversifying their portfolio. The habit of tracking net worth monthly separates the financially successful from those who simply earn a high income. It provides the feedback necessary for continuous improvement, the motivation to make better financial decisions, and the perspective needed for long-term wealth building. As your net worth grows, this practice becomes not just a habit, but a rewarding ritual that reinforces your journey toward financial freedom. Lesson 8. They avoid lifestyle creep. One of the most insidious threats to long-term wealth building is lifestyle creep, the gradual elevation of spending habits as income increases. This phenomenon affects people across all income levels, from recent graduates getting their first raise to executives reaching the C-suite. The pattern is remarkably consistent. As people earn more, they tend to spend more, often without conscious decision-making about the value these increased expenditures bring to their lives. The wealthy approach income increases differently. They view additional earnings as an opportunity to accelerate their wealth building rather than an invitation to upgrade their lifestyle. When they receive a raise, bonus, or windfall, their first instinct isn't to expand their spending, but to expand their investing. This habit creates a powerful compound effect. While their peers are increasing their monthly obligations with bigger homes, luxury cars, and expensive hobbies, the wealthy are channeling that same money into assets that generate additional income. Consider the impact of maintaining your current lifestyle when your income increases by $1,000, 0 cents per month. If you avoid the temptation to upgrade your living situation or add new monthly subscriptions, that's $12,000, 0 cents per year, that could be invested. Over 10 years, with modest returns, this decision alone could add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your net worth. The wealthy understand this math intimately and make conscious choices to resist the societal pressure to display their success through consumption. This doesn't mean the wealthy never improve their quality of life. Instead, they create specific rules for lifestyle upgrades. One common approach is the 1/3 rule. When income increases, 1/3 can go to lifestyle improvements, 1/3 to increase savings and investments, and 1/3 to taxes and insurance. This structured approach ensures that lifestyle enhancement doesn't come at the expense of wealth building. The psychological benefits of avoiding lifestyle creep are just as valuable as the financial ones. Maintaining a consistent lifestyle, regardless of income, creates a powerful sense of financial freedom. When your basic expenses remain stable even as your income grows, you develop an increasing margin of safety that provides peace of mind and flexibility. This margin becomes particularly valuable during economic downturns or career transitions. Rich people also understand the connection between lifestyle creep and career flexibility. Every increase in fixed monthly expenses represents a new obligation that must be met, potentially limiting future opportunities. By keeping their essential expenses low relative to their income, they maintain the freedom to take calculated risks, switch careers, start businesses, or take extended breaks without jeopardizing their financial security. The wealthy approach lifestyle upgrades with intentionality rather than automaticity. Before making any significant change to their spending patterns, they carefully evaluate both the immediate and long-term implications. They ask themselves critical questions. Will this upgrade truly enhance my quality of life? Is the ongoing cost worth the benefit? Could this money be better used to build wealth or create future opportunities? One of the most effective strategies for combating lifestyle creep is to create artificial scarcity by immediately redirecting increased income to investment accounts. When a raise occurs, the additional money is automatically routed to investment vehicles before it ever hits the checking account. This approach prevents the mental accounting that often leads to increased spending. You can't spend what you don't see in your available balance. The rich also recognize that lifestyle creep often occurs through small, incremental changes rather than major purchases. The addition of a few streaming services, a slightly more expensive car payment, more frequent dining out. These seemingly minor expenses can add up to significant sums over time. By maintaining awareness of these incremental changes and regularly auditing their expenses, the wealthy ensure that their spending remains aligned with their long-term financial goals rather than drifting upward with their income. Lesson 9. They keep multiple income streams. The wealthiest people rarely rely on a single source of income. They understand that diversification isn't just for investments, it applies to income sources as well. This approach to wealth building provides both security and acceleration of financial goals, creating a network of revenue streams that work together to build lasting prosperity. Think of income streams as tributaries flowing into a mighty river of wealth. Your primary employment or business typically serves as the main channel, but additional streams significantly increase the flow. These supplementary sources might include rental property income, dividend-paying investments, side businesses, consulting work, royalties from intellectual property, or passive income from digital assets. Each stream, no matter how small initially, contributes to the overall current of financial stability. Successful people actively seek opportunities to develop new income sources, often starting small and nurturing them over time. They might begin by monetizing a hobby, investing in dividend-paying stocks, or purchasing a rental property. The key is to start these additional streams while maintaining their primary income source, allowing them to experiment and grow without the pressure of immediate financial dependence. What makes multiple income streams particularly powerful is their ability to provide protection against economic uncertainty. When one source faces challenges or temporarily dries up, others continue flowing. During the global pandemic, many people with diverse income sources found themselves better positioned to weather the storm than those relying solely on their employment income. This redundancy creates a robust financial foundation that can withstand various economic conditions. The development of multiple income streams often follows a strategic pattern. Smart wealth builders typically start with active income sources, those requiring direct time and effort investment. As these streams mature, they gradually shift focus toward creating more passive income sources that require less daily involvement. This evolution allows them to scale their earnings without proportionally increasing their time commitment. Technology and the digital economy have dramatically expanded opportunities for creating multiple income streams. Online platforms enable people to monetize skills, knowledge, and assets in ways previously impossible. A professional might supplement their salary by teaching online courses, writing digital content services. The key is identifying opportunities that align with existing expertise or interests while requiring manageable time investments. Rich people approach these additional income sources with the same disciplined mindset they apply to their primary occupation. They conduct thorough research, create business plans, and set clear objectives for each new venture. They understand that while not every stream will become a rushing river, each successful addition to their income portfolio strengthens their financial position and accelerates wealth accumulation. The strategy of maintaining multiple income streams also provides rich people with valuable market insights and business acumen. Each new venture becomes a learning opportunity, expanding their understanding of different industries and business models. This broader perspective often leads to unexpected synergies and opportunities between various income sources, creating a multiplier effect on their wealth-building efforts. Developing multiple income streams requires patience and strategic thinking. Wealthy people don't spread themselves too thin by pursuing too many opportunities simultaneously. Instead, they establish and stabilize one additional stream before moving on to the next. This measured approach ensures each source receives adequate attention and resources to become truly profitable. The pursuit of multiple income streams represents a fundamental shift in thinking about wealth creation. Rather than focusing solely on earning more from a single source, rich people create a diversified income portfolio that generates wealth from various directions. This approach not only builds financial security, but also creates opportunities for exponential growth through the combination and interaction of different revenue sources. Lesson 10. They reinvest earnings. The wealthiest people understand a fundamental principle that separates them from the average earner. Money that makes money should be put back to work. Reinvesting earnings is like planting seeds from your most successful crops. It multiplies your harvest exponentially over time. This habit of recycling profits back into productive assets creates a powerful compounding effect that accelerates wealth accumulation. When you receive returns from investments, whether through dividends, interest, rental income, or business profits, the natural temptation is to spend this extra money. However, rich people view these earnings differently. They see them as fuel for future growth rather than spending money. This mindset shift transforms occasional gains into substantial wealth-building opportunities. Consider a simple example. An investor who receives $1,000, 0 cents in quarterly dividends could use that money for a weekend getaway or reinvest it into additional shares. By choosing reinvestment, they not only maintain their original investment, but also acquire new shares that will generate their own dividends in the future. This creates a cascade effect where each reinvested dollar spawns additional earning potential. The power of reinvestment extends beyond the stock market. Business owners who plow profits back into their companies instead of extracting them for personal use often see faster growth and increased market share. Real estate investors who use rental income to acquire additional properties build larger portfolios more quickly than those who spend their rental proceeds. The principle remains consistent across all investment vehicles. Reinvestment accelerates wealth creation. Smart reinvestors also understand the importance of strategic allocation. They don't simply dump money back into the same investments automatically. Instead, they evaluate their portfolio regularly and direct reinvested earnings where they'll have the greatest impact. Sometimes this means strengthening existing positions. Other times it means diversifying into new opportunities that complement their current holding. Tax advantages often accompany reinvestment strategies. Many retirement accounts and dividend reinvestment plans allow earnings to be reinvested without triggering immediate tax consequences. This tax deferral keeps more money working in the investment rather than going to the government, further amplifying the compounding effect. The psychological benefit of reinvestment cannot be overstated. By treating investment earnings as untouchable capital rather than disposable income, wealthy people maintain their focus on long-term growth. This discipline becomes self-reinforcing as they witness their wealth multiply more rapidly through consistent reinvestment. Rich people also recognize that reinvestment isn't limited to financial capital. They reinvest in themselves through education, skills development, and networking. They reinvest in their businesses through research and development, improved systems, and talent acquisition. Each form of reinvestment creates new opportunities for growth and increased earnings potential. The habit of reinvestment requires patience and a long-term perspective. It means choosing delayed gratification over immediate rewards, understanding that today's sacrifice builds tomorrow's abundance. Wealthy people embrace this trade-off, knowing that every dollar reinvested is a vote for their future financial security. Successful reinvestors maintain this discipline regardless of market conditions. During downturns, they may even increase their reinvestment rate, taking advantage of lower prices to acquire more assets. This countercyclical approach often leads to extraordinary gains when markets recover, as they've accumulated more productive assets during periods of discount. Lesson 11. They delay gratification with intention. The ability to delay gratification stands as one of the most powerful predictors of financial success. Wealthy people understand that patience isn't just a virtue, it's a wealth-building strategy. They recognize that the space between desire and acquisition often determines the difference between lasting wealth and perpetual financial struggle. True rich people approach delayed gratification differently than others. Rather than viewing it as deprivation or punishment, they see it as a strategic choice that aligns with their long-term vision. They understand that every purchase represents a trade-off between present enjoyment and future potential. When faced with a spending decision, they automatically calculate the opportunity cost and consider how that money could grow if invested instead. This intentional delay of purchases creates a powerful psychological advantage. By consciously choosing when to spend, wealthy people maintain control over their financial decisions rather than letting impulses drive their behavior. They often implement waiting periods for major purchases, using time as a filter to separate genuine needs from temporary wants. This cooling-off period frequently reveals that the intense desire for an item diminishes with time, saving them from expensive regrets. The wealthy also understand that delayed gratification doesn't mean never enjoying their money. Instead, they create structured systems for rewards that maintain their wealth-building momentum. They might set specific financial milestones that, when reached, unlock predetermined rewards. This approach transforms delayed gratification from a vague concept into a concrete strategy with measurable outcomes and celebration. Time becomes an ally in their wealth-building journey. While others rush to acquire the latest products or experiences, wealthy people often wait for optimal buying opportunities. They understand that patience can lead to better deals, more informed decisions, and higher quality purchases. This patience extends to investment decisions, where they resist the urge to chase quick returns in favor of steady, long-term growth. Technology and modern conveniences have made delayed gratification increasingly challenging. Rich people actively create barriers between themselves and impulsive spending. They might remove shopping apps from their phones, unsubscribe from promotional emails, or maintain separate accounts for discretionary spending. These intentional obstacles provide additional time for reflection before purchases. The wealthy also teach this principle to their children, understanding that delayed gratification is a learned skill that improves with practice. They model patience in their own spending decisions and create teaching moments around family purchases. This generational transfer of financial wisdom helps ensure that their wealth-building habits continue through their family line. Successful practitioners of delayed gratification often find that the anticipation of a purchase can be as enjoyable as the acquisition itself. They use this waiting period to research thoroughly, compare options, and ensure they're making optimal choices. This thoughtful approach not only leads to better purchasing decisions, but also enhances the satisfaction derived from eventual acquisition. The habit of delaying gratification extends beyond material purchases into career decisions, business opportunities, and investment strategies. Wealthy people resist the temptation to take shortcuts or chase get-rich-quick schemes, understanding that sustainable wealth usually requires time and patience. They are willing to invest years in building skills, relationships, and businesses, knowing that compound returns, both compound and personal, come to those who wait. Lesson 12. They review financial goals often. The most successful wealth builders understand that financial goals aren't set and forget milestones. They're living documents that require regular attention and adjustment. Like a captain constantly checking their navigation instruments, wealthy people make it a habit to regularly review and recalibrate their financial objectives, ensuring they stay on course toward their desired destination. This habit of frequent review serves multiple purposes. First, it keeps financial goals front and center in their consciousness, making it easier to maintain focus and motivation during daily decision-making. When you're regularly engaging with your financial targets, you're more likely to pause before making purchases that could derail your progress. The simple act of reviewing goals weekly or monthly creates a psychological anchor that influences behavior in subtle but powerful ways. Wealthy people also understand that life circumstances, market conditions, and personal priorities evolve over time. A goal that made sense 5 years ago might need significant adjustment today. Perhaps you've experienced a career change, welcomed a new family member, or discovered new opportunities that weren't visible when you first set your objectives. Regular review sessions allow you to adapt your financial strategy to these changing circumstances while maintaining momentum toward your core wealth-building goals. These review sessions aren't just about numbers. They're opportunities for deeper reflection on the relationship between money and life satisfaction. Rich people use these moments to assess whether their financial goals align with their values and desired lifestyle. They might ask themselves, are these goals still meaningful? Do they support the life I want to create? Am I sacrificing too much in other areas to achieve these financial targets? This holistic approach ensures that wealth building serves its ultimate purpose, creating a life of freedom and fulfillment. The review process itself follows a structured approach. Many wealthy people schedule monthly check-ins for short-term goals and quarterly sessions for longer-term objectives. During these reviews, they examine not just whether they're hitting their numbers, but also analyze the effectiveness of their strategies. They look for patterns in their financial behavior, identify obstacles that are slowing their progress, and brainstorm solutions to overcome these challenges. Technology plays a crucial role in this habit. Modern tools make it easier than ever to track progress, visualize trends, and model different scenarios. Many wealthy people use apps or spreadsheets to monitor their key financial metrics, setting up automated alerts for important milestones or potential issues. This technological support helps transform goal review from a tedious chore into an engaging and insightful practice. The most successful practitioners of this habit also include their family or key stakeholders in regular financial reviews. They recognize that financial goals often impact multiple people and that buy-in from these stakeholders is crucial for success. These conversations create alignment, foster shared commitment, and often lead to valuable insights or alternative approaches that might have been overlooked. Regular goal review also serves as a powerful motivator. When you can see your progress mapped out over time, even if it's smaller than you'd like, it provides tangible evidence that your habits are working. This visual confirmation reinforces positive financial behaviors and helps maintain momentum during challenging periods. Wealthy people use these review sessions to celebrate victories, no matter how small, and learn from setbacks rather than becoming discouraged by them. This habit of regular financial review distinguishes the consistently wealthy from those who experience temporary financial success. It transforms wealth building from a hopeful aspiration into a systematic, measurable process. By maintaining this regular practice, rich people ensure their financial decisions remain intentional and aligned with their broader life objectives, creating a sustainable path to lasting wealth.